happening, YouTube? Homie S. Dot coming back to you with another video. Today's video is going to be an updated Mastemon deck list for the BT9 format. So it's not a bunch to talk about except for the new cards. So you guys know I'm very long-winded and I like to talk a lot. I'm not going to talk a bunch, that's probably a lie, this video, but I would like to talk about, like I said, the new cards. And I'm not playing the Digimon version, I'm just playing the a normal version with some of the new cards, but we'll jump right into it and get into the deck list with our 4 eggs. So the Mastemons, you're not playing, well, this version I'm not playing a bunch of rookies like I normally do. And so Mastemon is going to be the egg you always want to see because it combos very well, of course, with Tamers, and we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, you're not, you shouldn't be running through all 4 eggs throughout a game. You might get to your 4th egg against like Alphamon, because the Alphamon matchup can be a grind based off of, like, you know, them having Congo and Chaos Degradations and finding that window to get rid of their guy and stuff like that. That matchup I found out can be a pretty long grind, but because Yellow's not in the format like it was before, and Blue Hybrid as well, because this deck can actually go toe-to-toe and take a good 40 or 45 minutes with that deck as well. Again, you're not going to be running through all 4 of your eggs, so keep it simple with 4 Mastemon. And then, like we talked about, we have we have 6 rookies total. We have 3 Tamers. 3 Tamers is a decent sweet spot. What it is about this format is this format is so fast, and like the early turns are all about the opponent setting up. It's cool boy, search. Memory boost, search, Tamer, search, set up in the back, and then you're not really going ham until, like, you know, turn 3 or 4, or maybe even 5, or I don't want to say 5, but like between turn 3 and 4, you're actually taking a while, depending on how lucky a deck is to find all their pieces. So ultimately, Tapir being able to get in that chip damage early, this facilitates what this deck wants to do in terms of like trying to find their pieces early as well, but just in a different way. And you're also getting an aggressive damage with it, because this 2K, you know, it dies and you draw 2, discard 1. That of course help you find your pieces is, I think, where you want to be at with this deck right now. And then we're playing 3 Digimon, so Digimon's going to be really good against Alphamon. It's actually pretty pesky when you have a big body on the field, or you can blow up the big body. They can't really get rid of the Digimon except for with Dex Dora Greymon. And depending on how the game is going, they might, if they don't have the Dex Dora Greymon, or depending on how much memory they have, they won't be able to gain all that free memory with the Dex cards and their memory boost, etc. Like I said, the Alphamon, or Alphamons rather. So again, if they don't have the Dex Dora Greymon, they could actually be in trouble, and the Digimon could be very annoying for them to deal with. So I think 3 Gazi is the way to go. We're not playing Psychomon right now because, yes, Beelstar's in the format, but that's a deck you might play against once in a tournament. Imperial has taken a backseat, a heavy backseat. We still, I feel like we'll see a, you know, decent amount of players still playing that deck, but that's a deck you might play one of in a tournament. So we have to play to what we're most likely going to see in a tournament, and we're most likely going to see, you know, Alphamon. And even against Wargrey X Antibody, they won't gain all of the memory back from the Wargrey taking a security from your security stack or whatever, because of Digimon, because they won't be able to delete until the end of attack. So just playing 6 rookies. Next up, we're playing, of course, 4 Gatomon, literally the heart and soul of this deck. This is the best card in the deck, because this is the whole reason why this deck works. You know, play it for 5, you're able to search the top 3 cards of your deck, add a purple and yellow Digimon, 1 purple and 1 yellow Digimon in your hand, and you reduce the cost of an Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel by 2, and then of course you Jokers at the end of the turn with this Jokers effect. Very powerful card, literally the heart and soul of the deck. Card you always want to open up with first turn. And next up, speaking of cats, we're going to be playing 3 Mastemon, or they're all cats, okay. 3 Mastemon and 1 Black Gato. So Mastemon's a cool new Digimon, and what it does is it facilitates so many different things. It's a 5 play cost, 3 to Digivolve over a rookie, and 4K DP, but it battles with the Digimon when it comes out of security, and then it plays itself as well. And it doesn't do anything else after that, but its inheritable is also pretty interesting as well, where if this Digimon has 2 or more colors and is deleted, you gain 2 memory. So if you have this plus another card that we're going to talk about here in a little while, you're going to be potentially gaining 4 memory, or even just a 2 memory in general. It actually throws off your opponent's the way they play, because it's like, dang, I have to get rid of this Digimon because it's a threat, but they're also going to gain 2 more memory and have more memory to do the things that they want to do in the next turn. And you being able to bring this back to security with Mastemon's effect and knowing it's in there to be able to play it, potentially delete a level 4 lower Mastemon's effect, and then also just having this to Digivolve over, you know, with a whatever level 5, I think is just pretty, you know, and then potentially until level 6 is, I think, very solid. And then we're playing 1 Black Gatomon. A lot of the times this is your finisher. This is our hybrid for game, if you will. A lot of times Mastemon will bring this back and just swing for game, or you might bring this back with Flame Hell Scythe. There's a card in our deck that makes this card cheaper to play as well, and we'll talk about it later. But we're playing 8 champions, and most of the time you're using these extra Mikumons you draw as discard fodder, and most of the time you're not Digivolving these. There are situations where you will, but ultimately that we're doing it like that. That's it for the level 4s. For the level 5s, we're playing, for the yellow level 5s, we're playing 3 Angelomon and 2 Magna Angemon. So, and I guess we'll just talk about all of them at once because I want to talk about some slight differences of how the deck plays, or how I'm playing it anyway. And this is nowhere near necessarily correct. This is just one of the first ways. Well, when I had the cards proxy, I played it a certain way, and I wanted to make some changes, and I think, you know, this is an improvement. So we're playing 3 Angelomon, 2 Magna Angemon, 2 Lady Devi, 2 Chaos Mode, all standard for the most part. But we cut down the Lady Devis, and we're not playing any of the other Lady Devis, like the old school, the new one, because it sucks for the most part. You barely hit on it. We're playing 3 of the new Maycrack mode, Maycrackmon Vicious mode, and this card is very sick. It's a purple yellow Digimon, so 6 play cost, which is perfect for our Flame Health size. It's 6k DP, which is perfect for our Flame Health size. It costs 4 to Digivolve over a level 3, which sometimes you do, but most of the time you're just hard playing it because it has an on play and win Digivolve in effect. That when if you pitch a yellow card from your hand, you deal minus 3k to one of your opponent's Digimon. If you pitch a purple card from your hand, you deal, or you delete a level 3 or a level 3 Digimon on your opponent's side of the field. So what I was talking about, how these Mikumons in your hand are expendable. If you pitch this counts as the purple and the yellow, obviously, because it's a purple and yellow Digimon, and you do both effects. So if they have 2 rookies, you delete one that's level 3 or level 3 rather for the purple, and then you minus 3k on another one. And what this also facilitates is Flame Hellscythe as well, because when you play Flame Hellscythe, that costs, you know, well, not cost 6, but excuse me, does 6k DP to a Digimon. If you pitch a yellow card from your hand, you can do another 3,000 to that Digimon, which means that's 9,000 that you're doing to a Digimon. And that's a new threshold to be able to get rid of Digimon when, if it's not Dora Greymon, you know, that could catch them off guard and really make them lose a lot of tempo. And it also has it into the same inheritable as the Mikumon, where you, with this Digimon that has 2 or more colors is deleted, you're able to gain 2 memory. So if you have both of these, and like a Mastemon, when it dies, you're gaining 4 memory, which is going to give you, depending on how the turn passed, they might end up passing the turn with it, and then they're done and they can't do that extra play they wanted to do. Or if they're at 0, they might give you 4, and then, you know, whatever the case is, it just makes your opponent have to play a lot differently, and I find that potentially very valuable. The new way I think this deck ends up playing is I'm playing the 3rd Angelomon over the 2nd Magna Angemon, because I found that games really don't go that long for real. And when you find one, you find them all, I feel like, because 1 Magna Angemon in grave equals 4 Magna Angemon, if you will, throughout the game, because you have Flame Hellscythe. So whether it's a Flame Hellscythe security or a Flame Hellscythe that you play out of your hand, it counts as pretty much a Magna Angemon, because that's a lot of the time, you know, this card that you're bringing back to heal one. But the thing is, ultimately, because Imperial has taken a backseat in the format, the deck's still, of course, going to be played, like I said earlier, but you're not getting Paildramon bottom deck as often as you were last format, and you need some more aggression with the Angelomon. So a lot of your turns look like this now. Instead of doing the usual, you know, Godamon into a Lady Devi, draw 3, discard 2, play a yellow Jogress, now it looks like Digivolve into Angelomon for 1, draw a card, hard play Maycrackmon. Maycrackmon acts as the purple and the yellow. Use its effect if you like, and then Jogress with these 2 into your Mastemon. And then on your next turn, you have security attack +1 with the Angemon. And sorry about that, y'all. I had to make a slight edit. I lost storage on my computer. I had to make space, but now we're good. But yeah, so then you get you know, pressure with your Magna or with your Mastemon potentially a lot earlier or sooner, because you need some type of aggression. You can't just be going in for one check every turn. You need some more pressure to put on your opponent, because this is a very fast and OTK you know, type format. The next up we're playing, of course, for Mastemon. This is the other heart and soul of the deck. This is the other main reason why we play this deck is, you know, very powerful card. Has an all turns effect that when you play Digimon by the card effect, that you can delete a Digimon with a level Digimon that has equal to or less than the level equal to or lower than the Digimon that you played with the effect, which is very strong. So we have to play 4 of it. Keep in mind that, so our top end is all 2-color Digimon. I'll just show you the last one now. I'm just playing 1 Ophanimon. I can't find room for a second one. I have a card I could think about taking out to put in for a second one, because this under a you know, Maycrackmon or a Mikumon feels very strong, because you get the recur, you know, most likely a Godamon back, and then you gain the extra 2 memory off of this being deleted. So you can like swing freely with this and have this out and really not have any fear, unless it gets de-Digivolved, of course. That's never fun. But all your top end, your level 6 have to be at least 2 colors, because the Maycrack Vicious mode, like we talked about earlier, and the Mikumon only give you the extra 2 memory when deleted when you have a 2-color, you know, Digimon. So this is the 5 that we're playing for now. And then moving on into the other megas, we're playing 3 Zwart Defeat, and I'm teching and trying 1 Merciful mode. I'm not sure if the Merciful is going to be necessary. It might be too slow, but I mean, it can Digivolve over your Alphanimon or your Mastemons because it does have the yellow where you can Digivolve for 6, and a lot of times Mastemon's not dealt with on turns, so like you can get your 3 that you normally start with your Memory Tamer, and it's giving them their 3 that they probably would normally get, and it's going to this. And this is also a very pressuring card as well, because now they have to trash a security. If they don't get rid of this card, this gets trashed, and then they have to trash the security, and then all of a sudden, you know, you have to deal with Mastemon again, which could be pretty good. And of course, Worth the Feed, still a 3 of. I think this card can still, it's not as good as it you know, was in the past couple of formats because we're losing Tamer focus, but I think overall this card can still be very strong. Of course, when it comes out of security, if any other Digimon doesn't have any type of protections, you know, from the Mastemon will just blow it up, which is really nice. So that's it for the Digimon. And the next up, of course, we have Flame Hell Scythe, one of the other very, very strong cards in this deck, minus 6k to a Digimon. Keep in mind you have to have a yellow and a purple source on the field. Also keep in mind that memory boosts are not a color source in order for you to use option cards. I actually just found that out 2 months ago. Did not know that. I had a purple, I think I had a reinforcing memory boost on the field, and I had a purple egg, and I tried to play Flame Hell Scythe, and my opponent's like, you can't do that, and I'm like, why not? And they're like, the memory boosts do not count as an official source to be able to use option cards. And okay, found that out the hard way. So yeah, next up we're playing 3 Chaos Segregation. So this card has a stop to it now in Congo. Congo is a 2-cost black option card that your opponent cannot remove cards or add cards to security stacks until the end of your opponent's next turn. So if they play that card from their hand, I can't play it on that turn. So if they attack my security, Chaos Segregation and security sucks. And then on my next turn, I'm looking at this card in my hand and I also still can't play it, which also sucks. I'm looking at it, or you can potentially about to get body on the next turn. So it's really unfortunate, but I think against every other matchup, the card's still very strong. And there are certain windows where your opponent's just not going to always have Congo, and like they have to go in, and if they hit into it, they can just lose so much momentum by losing it, or you can, thus that means they won't be able to gain the memory back and time walk and go back to their turn and continue on their turn with their plays. So I still think it's a 3 of. It's just a hard stop into whatever, you know, Metaguru, Wargrey, etc. is doing, unless they, you know, BT1 Wargrey you, but still think it's a solid card. Next up is purple memory boost. I don't know my colors, and then we got 1 reinforcing memory boost. I'm not sure how important these cards are right now. I don't know if, like, the only time I really want to play reinforcing memory boost is if I have a yellow in the back already somewhere, or I already had a memory tamer. Like early game, this card seems bad. Like if I do have a yellow source, am I really giving them a bunch of memory to play this card? Because we know how the X antibody decks can build up and you know, play a bunch of Tamers and then potentially just wreck you the next turn. So this card might end up coming out because it just might be too slow for this format, but we're going to see how it ends up working out. And then last but not least, of course, we got the 2 purple memory boosts. Not a bunch to say about that. And we have a new Tamer in the Mikozuchi, however you say that, and 2 TK. So I think I wanted to play Kari over the TK because these cards in combination help you facilitate making some cheaper plays overall. But I think the TKs is just as important as you playing a Coda or playing a memory boost or whatever to find your pieces in the early turns. The name of this format, again, is all about finding your pieces, you know, in the earlier turns and later. And you don't want to get too far behind when your opponent has theirs and you don't. So. And then we have a new 3-cost purple Tamer in Miku, and what she does is on play, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 yellow or purple Digimon from among them, and then trash the rest. So the only thing I don't like about this is, if you notice, I'm not playing Caller from Darkness. I feel like I could be worried that, like, I'm playing the 4 Mastemon, you know, as maximum as much as I can, and let's say, like, 1 is in security, and then like I trash 1, and then I only have 1 in hand. That means I potentially only have 1 Mastemon left to play with for the rest of the game. And I'm hoping that's enough. I'm hoping it won't be that big of a deal based off of how fast the format is. Let's be real, you never finish the game with your best guy anyway. Most of the time it's hybrid for game, or Black Gatomon in this deck for game for the most part. But we'll see. This is how I have the deck built right now, and this will be the deck that I use in my next Digigauntlet after the Wargreymon X Digigauntlet. So be looking forward to that. Be looking forward to you know, some more commentary and videos coming from me. Also got Gen Con coming up at the recording of this video. It'll be Friday that we're in for Gen Con, which means the Ultimate Cup will have passed already. So we shall see how it goes. And if you like this build and you test it out, let me know how it goes in the comments down below, or let me know how you're building the deck. Are you playing Ordemon? Oh, speaking of Ordemon, I would like to talk about it. I think she's too slow for this format, and again, the name of the game in this format is fast-paced. Find your pieces within the first 3 or so turns, or you probably lose, or you're just too far behind, and you're going to eventually lose. So I think Ordemon just takes too long to set up, and decks aren't going wide like they have been in the past. So and like, you know, Alphamon has all these protections and things like that. So it just feels like the turn that you would want to go for it. Feels like you have to give your opponent way too much memory than you already give them. And yes, you get a big payoff for it, but I just don't think it's worth it because most decks are like 1 stack, maybe 2 Digimon, maybe 3 depending on one, like if they have 3 Digimon out, it's like, why do they not swing in with the other little guys? It's a tall, we're back to a tall format. So that's where I'm at with this right now. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to be playing this in one of the regionals as well. So be looking forward to seeing some results from me with this deck and like some vlogs and things like that throughout the weekend. But I hope y'all enjoyed the deck profile. I'm going to head up out of here. Y'all know what it is. Y'all have a great day and or night whenever you're catching this video. This is your homie S. Dot. Heading out. Peace.